right, Dana, all eyes on this storm moving through the state tonight. I even saw a couple of school closings coming in for tomorrow. So.
I'm not surprised. It's kind of a small but mighty system that moves through tonight, accumulating snow in areas that have been at a loss for snow really over the past couple of weeks. And then we have yet another system to talk about for the weekend. So winter is not over quite yet. So here's what our system looks like right now. And so far, we kind of starting to see some of those areas of snowfall moving in closer to northern Maine, and then along the coastline, seeing some more rain showers. Those will eventually transition to snow as the system continues to move eastward, really over the next few hours. And we can see that here in our hour-by-hour map. So essentially, this system formed over us here in Maine. So it was a little bit hard leading up to this system to figure out where the heaviest bands of snow were going to be, but they're going to be on the west side of this system. So snow is going to continue overnight tonight. Some heavy snow in spots, especially back into the mountains and in northern Maine here. As this system continues to move eastward, we transition the coastline from rain to snow overnight. And really that's going to continue till about sunrise early tomorrow morning. And then we're going to start to see some clearing a little bit later in the day. So I think the morning commute, if you're going to be in New Hampshire or in western Maine, should be pretty good. However, the snow is still going to hang around in areas like northern Maine and down east Maine. So that's just something to keep in mind there early tomorrow morning. It is also going to be quite windy on the back end of this system, so blowing snow is a concern early in the morning, and it's going to feel quite wintry behind this system too. So as we get into about midday, again, western Maine is going to start clearing out faster than northern and eastern Maine here, still contending with some of those snow bands, which is why, as reflected in our snow map, which I'll show you in a second, that's going to be where some of our highest snowfall totals are going to be because of the duration of the snow in those areas, as opposed to areas like the mountains, which are going to see some of those heavier bands of snow. So as we get into Friday, high pressure is going to move in pretty quickly, and then we're going to see plenty of sunshine, but it's going to be super cold. Temperatures only in the single digits up in northern Maine. This is at 9 a.m. and then only in the upper teens to lower 20s across the coastline. And with that wind chill, it's going to make it feel even colder out there. And then we have more snow to talk about for the day on Saturday. I'll talk more about that in a few minutes. So this is our snowfall map that we're thinking. The highest duration of snowfall is going to be up in northeastern Maine, which is where we have the area of 6+. Then 3 to 6 in kind of the greater northern areas. That's where we're going to see the heavier bands of snow. And then the closer you get to the coast and through western Maine is where we're going to see the least amounts of snow. And that kind of coincides here with the National Weather Service. Go with those winter storm warnings there in pink. And then back into the purple areas are winter weather advisories. So then for Sunday, or Saturday rather, that's where this system comes in with the phasing. A system to our north phases with a coastal system to our south, and that brings a more larger scale system here. So we're going to start out with snow for Saturday, and then the coast will transition to rain a little bit later in the day. Once our temperatures get high enough, we'll map out exactly where that rain snow line is going to be a little bit later in the week once we have this system come through, and then we'll talk about making a snowfall map. Marine forecast got that gale warning in effect until Friday at 11 a.m. So in terms of our 7-day forecast here, it's kind of been a little bit of an active week. And now that it's officially spring, it is a bit ironic that we're talking more about snow now than I feel like we did over the winter. So Zach, I hope you didn't put your shovel away just yet, because you're still going to need it.
All right, Dana, thanks so much.